Time now for Futures in Focus, and we're looking at gold up a little bit on relation to the $2,000 stimulus bill that passed the House yesterday. The Senate's going to have to confront that maybe later on today, so up to $18.83 an ounce. Joining me now, Bloomberg's Eddie Vanderwalt joining us. Hey, Eddie, you have a pretty good eye when it comes to gold. You can come at it with some skepticism here. What's the actual upside if we continue to get a weaker dollar, if we continue to get lower real yields?
Yeah, I think those are all the big talking points, Alex. But you know what? You hit the real nail on the head last time when we spoke. You talked about the upward trending 200-day moving average. And we're seeing, we saw that play a real role in boosting gold prices. And we bounced back a little bit. But I think the technicals for gold, the momentum for gold, it's sagged a little bit. Gold doesn't feel as uppish as it did in the first half of 2020. You know, all of that excitement is sort of drained out of the gold market.
Doesn't feel as uppish. That may be the quote of the day for me, Eddie. Does it move with, what is its relationship with Bitcoin? I feel like a year ago, if we would have spoken, some might say that they're both safe havens, they're going to move together, etc. What's the deal with it now?
Yeah, so look, it's tempting to say that gold's up in 2020, Bitcoin's up in 2020. There must be some sort of relationship. If we look at the two assets, we've really seen very different drivers. And Bitcoin's rally came in the latter half of the year. Gold's rally came in the early half of the year. I think really they are being driven by different sets of investors, but there are things that they have in common. I think, you know, Bitcoin and gold are both partially driven by the fear that unconventional monetary policy have gone too far. And they've also been driven by, you know, just the excess liquidity sloshing around in the system. But Bitcoin's star is in the ascendant, and gold's is fading. So
that means that you don't need to have investors sell out of gold to buy Bitcoin. They can be two investor classes, or someone can own both for the same reasons.
Right. I don't think these are necessarily competing assets. They have very little in common. You know, in terms of their correlations with other assets, in terms of what they do in a portfolio setting, Bitcoin still a very risk-on asset, and it plays a lot more like venture capital might in your portfolio, whereas gold still holds its inflation-busting properties and haven demand.
Before I let you go, Eddie, what's your top metal pick for 2021? Where do you think the most flow is going to go to?
Oh, I feel like copper is so hot at the moment, but you know what? It just feels like that copper trade doesn't feel like it's tired. It just feels like that copper trade's got legs.